Bonjour et bienvenue au podcast numéro 37.
Hi there, welcome to podcast episode 37.
Je m'appelle Lisa.
And I'm Melissa.
Et nous sommes de la boutique Espace Tricot à Montréal.
And we're from Espace Tricot Knitting Store in Montreal.
And we got that introduction right off the bat. We're getting used to our bilingual intro. So we just wanted to start off our podcast by thanking everyone who commented on our last podcast. We received so many comments based on, I guess, what we talked about our website and about our bilingualism. And then we
have to say, some of those really nice comments really saw us through the last few weeks because we did continue to experience some website issues, which we're slowly getting resolved, and hopefully this week I feel like Mercury's at a retrograde. Things are going to start settling down a little bit, but it has been a bit of a nightmare. But the comments were just amazingly warm and supportive.
Oh yeah, so supportive, and we just really we appreciate that. So thank you. So we tried our best. You know, we for a few days we keep answering, and then eventually it peters out because we move on to other things. So hopefully
we'll keep tabs on it. Though. We see the messages when they pop up. We read them all, and then we try to answer when we can
as best we can. So it's interesting because owning a yarn shop is way more than just knitting and talking about yarn. There's all that technical side, and every time there's so many customers who come in who just have these dreams of opening yarn stores, and we keep saying, if you love to knit and you want to knit, don't open a yarn shop.
I think you said that.
I said that last time.
This is a recurring theme with Lise. She has her little PSA on every episode now. It's like, don't do it.
Don't. If you love, for the love of knitting, just keep knitting. Because, I mean, the technical stuff that's been happening for the website is really taking you away from all of that.
I've lost so much sleep, you guys.
So it's...
I've lost so much sleep. My poor web developer is at the end of his rope.
He is too. Yeah. So we're challenging him with all of our needs as well. So anyway, so all that technical stuff is happening on the side, and we have some team helping us. But hopefully we'll be out of the woods soon, eh, Melissa?
I'm hoping. As I've been telling people all week, my horoscope is saying that Mercury is at a retrograde as of today, and all my electronic and computer issues are apparently going to be a thing of the past.
So that will be a very interesting thing to monitor.
It will be a very interesting thing to monitor, exactly.
We might have to
but I'm putting all my eggs in this basket, Lise.
I know. So we're just keeping our fingers crossed that that's where it's at. And then on top of that, we're really busy planning for Knit City Montreal and our knit night. And we just wanted, some people have been asking us about the COVID-19 virus. So we just wanted to mention that in Montreal, it's still very low risk. There are 4 cases in Quebec that are very mild. And we're just back from Stitches West.
We had a great trip to California, you guys. We did get a few photos up on Instagram, so I think people were able to follow along a bit with our trip. But it was our first trip out to San Francisco for Stitches West. Well, it was Santa Clara, I guess. And we did tack on a couple of days before and after the event.
We're good at doing that.
Just for a little escape from the winter, and we had a great time.
We had a good time.
We did come back feeling well and rested. It was very temporary, that sensation. But it was a beautiful week that we spent. So do you want to talk a little bit about Stitches West itself, please?
So the event was, we've been to different events, and what was really nice about this event was the conference center. It was big, it was spacious, it was modern, the ceilings were high, the lighting was good.
The booths were enormous.
And that's a lot of times when we go to shows, it's like in hotels, and it's low level ceilings, low light.
It's dark.
It's dark. You can't really see the yarn. You're always feeling like, oh my God, congested. And
it's usually cold outside, so you can't sort of go outside and knit, which is
And here there was, because we stayed at the Hyatt, which is attached to the conference center, and like in the lobby, there's the big windows and a pool, and
exactly. So when you're not,
it was great,
perusing the marketplace, you can just go sit by the pool and knit.
That was the first time we ever did that. We've never done that. Usually we just stay in the marketplace and we meet people, but this time we actually took time for lunch. We even had lunch.
I know. It was so civilized.
And we just sat out with the palm trees.
Do you know what was interesting about this one is, I don't know if I've been to a show where the marketplace was open 4 days. So you didn't have a sense that there was any urgency to the shopping. We arrived there on the Thursday night. We did the Thursday evening, sort of that preliminary I think it's I don't know if it's a slightly more expensive night or...
I think it's just separate because you buy a ticket for the Thursday and then you buy the weekend ticket.
Right.
So I think it's a little bit more.
And so, you know, we had a solid 3 or 4 hours in there on the Thursday night. So we didn't have that sense that we had to, you know, hit the ground running first thing Saturday morning. I mean, we had no business buying yarn anyway.
But, you know, it's very civilized. Like the marketplace is 10.
Opens at 10.
I mean, it's like total sleep-in. 10 till 6.
Yeah.
And we didn't buy that much. We were quite...
No, we were good. We did buy stuff we didn't need to buy.
Well, yeah, but we bought stuff because we were getting it, but we couldn't wait to get it in the store, so
that's
we bought
what I
it.
mean. We didn't need to.
But that's okay because at least we bought stuff that we're gonna have.
That we're
it's
gonna
not
have,
like
and
we buy
yes,
stuff
that we
and
can knit with. I mean, that's the
I'm
trap
knitting with something I bought. Justification.
Yeah, exactly. It was more that our desire to have the yarn and cast it on right away was very, you know, the pull, you guys.
Yeah, the pull is there.
So the pull is there, and we bought things because we were impatient, and you know, we don't feel bad about it.
No, because we're knitting with it, so it's good. And what's nice too, like you said, that the pull to buy. However, another thing we really appreciate about the show was there's like this calm energy, and people were saying almost everyone we met was from California, and they're like, this is California. People are like relaxed. It's like VKL in New York is like crazy, and you're like underneath trying to get skeins from the table, and everyone here was just
much smaller.
Yeah, everyone was just so chill.
New York, everyone was relaxed. Well, how could you not be? It's
so
like
beautiful.
Sunshine and space and
palm trees and everything.
And
it was great. I also bought a ball winder for $10. The Royal Ball Winder. So the Royal.
You didn't bring it to show.
I was gonna bring it, but I'm like
carried that ball winder around for hours. I'm so proud.
Because the Royal Ball Winder was like the best plastic ball winder out there. It was made in a factory in Japan that closed a few years ago. So we had bought a whole bunch to sell just before the factory closed, but now you can't get it. And eventually the gears do break down. So I have one at home.
While it works so well.
It works amazing. Yeah. And this woman her mom had passed away, and she was liquidating everything in the store, and there was like a brand new Royal Ball Winder for $10. Yeah. So that was exciting.
So Lisa snapped it. Is this new? Is it really $10? I'll take it.
Yeah, she's like, okay, because the woman wasn't even a knitter who was selling it. I'm like, God, you made me happy. So that was nice, and we of course always meet tons of amazing people, and it was so nice to meet so many of our followers.
Oh yeah,
from
it was
California.
Great. And we were so lucky. So Trish of Carpe Yarn was so kind.
Oh
to
my,
pick
she was
us
like our
up
hostess
in San Francisco and drive us directly to Santa Clara, which saved us so much. Obviously, so much time, but it gave us an opportunity to spend some time with Trish before
chatting.
the show started, and we enjoyed that whole weekend just hanging out with Trish and meeting all her knit group and friends from her local yarn shop, which is the Royal Bee in Pacifica. And so, you know, her knitting group is such a gorgeous, lovely bunch of women and men. Philip.
Yeah, Philip and Tara. We had, because we wrote down their names because we didn't want to forget.
And Lisa
and Diane.
Okay, so we just you know, there was a lot of midnight lobby knitting because we just had such a great social time with everybody, which
it was so nice. That was really, and it was just really that amazing feeling. And the nice thing about that lobby in the hotel is you had the coffee shop, you had a bar, you had the restaurant, so everybody was kind of in that area. Somebody could be having their coffee while other people are having their lunch. So it was really nice. And then Tao from the Nerdbird Makery was there with her friend Winnie, and we just like laughed and laughed. She told us so many funny stories.
One of the funniest people I've ever met. Seriously.
I mean, she had us in stitches most of the night.
The whole time.
With her stories.
Who was it? Was it? I think Trish dubbed our knit nights in the lobby Club Tao. I told Tao she has to make a pin. She has to make a pin for Club Tao.
She should. She definitely should. And then I connected a lot with Lisa it's Lisa Knits 25, I think her handle on Instagram, and she's into journaling and art. So we chatted all about that.
Yeah,
and
we had met her at Knit City Vancouver.
Yes.
Last year, so it was nice to see her again. So there are a few people that we had sort of met, just once or twice before that we got to reconnect with, and then people that we had not met but knew from Instagram and social media. So I don't know. I think there was For me, I was practically giddy with the sunshine, first of all.
You were in
such
such
vitamin D. I was like, I'm in such a good mood, and I have no idea why.
It was really, it was, and I guess we realized that even though we know Montreal's harsh in the winter, it's like you don't really, you get there and you're just like, wow. So that's why people go away. In the winter.
We should really make a point of
and
that.
Tracy was there from Grocery Girls, and she was just like a ray of sunshine as well.
Of course. She was actually there with her husband. They were, I think, he was golfing while she was doing the yarn thing. But we got a few social, sort of a breakfast and some knitting time in, knit night time in with her as well. Sadly, Jody wasn't with her. I think Jody had a family vacation in another direction. So.
But Tracy did pick up some goodies for her.
Yes.
So she's like, oh, this is for me. This is for Jody. Like, you're like Melissa now.
Jody was definitely there in spirit.
For sure. And we wanted to give a special mention to the yarn guys, Dennis and Jeffrey. So they're the distributors of Ralma yarns. And it was really fun to get to know them. We had met Dennis because he came to our store to show us the yarn. Yeah. But we had never met Jeffrey. We only had spoke with him through email. Yeah. So it was really fun.
So they're a great couple, and they own that business together. And I'll just mention, because we did place an order for a yarn line.
So we do business when we're there.
Just launched in the spring. This line, it's called Alpaca Lynn, and it is gorgeous. A beautiful,
gorgeous
blend of baby alpaca, wool, and linen. You guys, in these gorgeous colorways. So we have a whole bunch of this en route to us,
and the pattern book is exquisite.
Okay.
We were like, everybody we met at the show were like, did you see the alpaca linen from Ralma?
Look at these beautiful, light, modern designs.
Yeah, they are so amazing.
So easy wear, easy knit. Look at this one on the back. I was like, I feel like.
And the yarn is the yarn a 16 stitch gauge?
There's this one on the cover as well.
Yeah, it's a 16 to 18 stitch gauge. It's just.
So we showed this book to a few people.
Oh, yeah, they went and bought it.
And then they all went and bought it. So I think this yarn is going to be quite popular.
Yeah. So it's like this kind of, not the same, but we had the Drops Cloud, we had the Camarose Snefnug, the Alpaca Lin. These are kind of those
light sort of blown yarns.
Yeah, that are not a lace weight, that have a little bit more heft to it.
And this one's going to be a nice transitional yarn, I feel, for the change in seasons, because just that linen content makes it, gives it structure, but keeps it super light.
So you can have a bit of warmth without having the heaviness. So, I think the hard part is going to be to decide which patterns to knit up, because everyone in that book is amazing. So that was really a coup de cœur for us when we were there. And Dennis and Jeffrey had extra tickets to the fashion show and the dinner.
Oh, yeah, and they invited us.
They invited us. So we kind of felt like,
special.
Along.
Exactly.
It was nice. We got to sit, because they were sponsors of the fashion show. And they had a couple of beautiful pieces. But that dress,
there was a spectacular dress that was sort of a corset style with laces up the back, which unfortunately wasn't styled properly as it came out onto the stage. So it was a little bit disappointing, but it was nice to see it the next day properly on a mannequin in their booth, and so that was a little bit too bad, but
it was stunning.
But incredible amount of work.
Yeah. So we were just, very delighted to spend time with them and get to know with them. And they're so lovely and enthusiastic.
So great.
That was really, really nice. So, and then of course, after we left Stitches, we spent the day with Denise.
Oh, yeah. So we saw Denise. Denise of Byron Handmade had just launched her Wave of Change jacket to coincide with Stitches West. So there was a lot of enthusiasm and excitement around the release of that pattern at the show. And then once it was all over and we were able to head out, we decided to go and spend a little time with Denise at her place. She invited us to her tiny house, which is in Oakland, and
a dream.
Didn't we just want?
Oh my God, we want to be single. It's like, if we were single,
I want to live in this.
Oh my God, it was
and
beautiful.
Have my husband and son live next door.
Would
that be good?
I tell you, it was a dream. How fortunate she is to have found this little gem of a place. Yeah. It's like a total house. It's not attached. It's like with a little garden.
And she has just a great design eye and aesthetic, and so it was just right up our alley.
It was.
We were just like, and a huge garden to go along with it. And we got to try on all her stuff, from her clogs to her hats. So, you know, we
like playing dress up.
We wanted to be Denise for the day. So she took us to all her favorite places in and around the area.
Shops and areas.
And we
had a great dinner at a restaurant called Millennial, I think it was. Vegan restaurant. It was so delicious. So it was beautiful.
That was a great day. And then we wound up back in San Francisco that night,
Yes, that night we went back.
And we stayed there for another 3 days or so.
And we went to, one of the highlights was the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art.
Oh my gosh.
It was, and you know, we got to see the whole museum. That was one of the
best museums I've been to, I have to say.
Like, it was small enough that you could visit the whole thing, but large enough that there was a lot of variety and interest. So we really enjoyed that. A lot of thought-provoking art at that place.
Very much so. I highly recommend that.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that if you're in San Francisco. And then where did we go for dinner, Louise?
Went to Chez Panisse. Got all fancy. I mean, we you know, you hear about Chez Panisse because Alice Waters is sort of the first one who brought the whole concept of farm to table and local food many years ago. And so you always hear about her. And I mean, her food is still just as delicious and exquisite.
Just fresh. And it did not disappoint.
No, it was really lovely.
It was beautiful.
We had it was fun. We took the subway out to Berkeley and then walked around Berkeley a little bit and then went to the restaurant. So, you know, we try to do something cultural and something gastronomic when we go on trips. So we hit everything.
So we nailed it.
Good choices. So, so I guess that wraps up about our Stitches West. It was really fun and we're really happy that people encouraged us to go. So I encourage all of you, if you're looking for a fun show.
I think it's going to be in Santa Clara one more year and then afterwards it's going to move on to Sacramento.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but that's what we heard.
And if you can stay in the Hyatt, which is the hotel attached, what's really nice about that is you just have everybody in the lobby knitting and you're part of that atmosphere. And I think that's part of what's fun about those conferences is it's the after stuff and the people.
Yeah. We did. Oh my God, we didn't even talk about Gigi.
Oh my God. Well, we can. Yeah, of course. I mean, Gigi was omnipresent. She had a lot of responsibilities.
Maybe we didn't mention her because she was so busy.
Yes.
From the moment she arrived at Stitches West, she was working the entire weekend. So she would pop in, and also she was jet lagged and so was fighting sort of like catching up with her sleep while she was there when she wasn't working, but she had to be on and working the whole weekend, and she, as you guys know, is just a
breath of fresh air, enthusiastic.
Yeah, and just sunshine. You know, we've said it before, and she was just there so much for people, and she was encouraging, you know, that sort of sense of community at the show. So I think we didn't really have access to her so much.
No, we had like a few minutes here and there when she would just sit down and have something quick to eat or she had to run off to something. But she was so bubbly and it was like she really took on her responsibility as ambassador, just like amazingly, like just so open to people and welcoming, and her vibe is just infectious.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like, it's ridiculous because like everyone wants to knit orange now. Like it's
a color that is traditionally not always sold for us. We've always stocked it because it's important to have.
Because it brightens up the palette.
But it's not something that we always expect to sell. But really, there is a demand for Gigi orange now.
Like in every yarn, like we just got some Lola Bean. I'm like, oh, this fuzzy peach or Georgia peach. That's like, I want to knit with it. So she's slowly changing the way
she's
we...
She's an influencer on the orange front, for sure.
Yeah, so she's so... you know, leading into what we said. So she's
so how lucky are we and how thrilled are we to be bringing Gigi to our knit night on the 26th?
And so one thing we wanted to show you is we're so proud of our Stephanie Earp, who some of you might know.
These won't be in our booth.
No, they have nothing to do with us.
We're just you can show that one because it's full of...
So it's called the Knitter's Bookcase, and they're made in Montreal, small batch, 100% felt with suede. And she's been working on this product for such a long time.
Talking about this for a while.
And so she...
It took a long time in development. I remember when she first told us about it, mapped it out, and I was like, oh, I don't really know how that's going to work. And then she brought in the prototype, and we were like, what?
We're like, amazing.
Amazing.
So she's taking pre-orders, and you can pick them up at Knit City, or they'll be shipped at the end of March.
So these are all available on her website as pre-orders, Lise?
Yes, they're all available. And
her website address, do we have it there?
StephanieEarp.com. So it's Stephanie, and then EARP.com. So, I mean, it's hard to show, Melissa, because we're like, so it starts like that.
Oh, maybe I should open this one that doesn't
one.
have any. So we'll show it with empty, and then we'll show it with, okay, so you're gonna, so this is how it looks. I mean, it looks like a little bookcase, I guess. So you're gonna open your 2 buttons at the top here, and then it opens like this. And it has 2 sides for your interchangeable needles. Yes, maybe you can do your...
Look, Vanna White.
Yes.
Look how cute that is. So here you put your cords. Here you unzip and you put your notions. And this is a magnet.
Exactly.
And I will show you with the other case that's full. And here's where you put all your needles.
Yeah. And so there's enough for how many? 20 sets of needles, Lise?
Oh my goodness, where's her little cheat sheet? That she holds 24 interchangeable needle tips.
24, you guys.
And then the largest size is 10 millimeter. And then 4 pockets for cables. A big
so what I
zippered
like about
pocket.
this is you could organize by length of cable.
Yes. And this holds, it's 8 inches long, so you can put rulers that are 6 inches in there. Handmade in Montreal, small batch, 100% wool and suede on the interior.
Wool and suede.
Yeah, and she wrote, great for people with more than 1 needle kit or people who have added to their kit. And that was what we were talking about, right, Melissa?
I need one of these for my entire Addie set.
So I'm going to just show you with the needles in because it's hard to open it, show vertical. So this gives you an idea of one side.
Yeah.
And then this gives you the idea of the other side.
Well, what I will say is I watched Stephanie's little video, and what she likes to show, we'll see if this works, is that your tips don't fall out.
Ah, really? Oh, because of the suede.
I think because that was why she did the suede.
You're
so
totally...
it really holds them secure.
How clever.
Yes.
Good catch on that.
Glad
You're
that
right.
worked.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you do things. But it's true. She said she wanted the suede for the grip.
Yes.
And then here, look how clever our Stephanie is. Here, there's a magnet. And you can put your things there that you need that are quick access. And so Melissa close it there, and then it closes, and then it closes. Like, seriously.
So cute.
So she
actually just it's cute because of the colors.
And it's clever as heck.
It's clever.
And
but so functional. Form function.
Look at that. It could even be a clutch.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, look fancy.
I can go out to dinner because I'm ready because I have my needle kit.
I do. You never know when I need it.
You never know.
And I'm like, oh, I think I need one of these for like my art supplies. I'm just like, I'm loving this. So she...
so fun. So these are the 2 colors it's available in right now.
Yeah. So there's, and I think it's, so we showed it on the inside. So you can head over to her website, and Stephanie is the one who designed the clock, the yoga clock.
Yoga clock.
And so...
She's also got a lot of beautiful sweater designs. And in fact, she has her latest sweater pattern is coming in the new Making Stories magazine.
Yeah.
It's so good. I wonder if we can show that. We have the magazine already, but it's not coming out till it's launching March 26th, the day of our knit night. Maybe we'll have
you can you show it? Do they do sneak peeks on their website?
Yeah, we should be able to show it.
Okay. So there's Stephanie's sweater.
Oh, look, it's on the back as well.
Oh.
Look how spectacular that is.
So
it's beautiful.
It's called Pétiole, and it's by Stephanie Earp.
I'm not exactly sure what yarn she uses.
Does it say in the...
I'll have to look it up.
But I
also wanted to show this. Okay. Not only is it Gigi, but what is Gigi wearing?
She's wearing my escargot bleu knit with beacons.
Garthenor beacons.
Garthenor beacons. It's so exciting. Gigi has made a couple of my shawls and she wears them all the time.
She's one of our biggest supporters and knits so many of our patterns and really wears them.
Yes.
Every time we see her, she's wearing. This is a knitter who wears her stuff.
Yeah. So I was so happy when I saw that she was knitting, she was wearing that. Yeah. Making Stories magazine is quite beautiful. There are some beautiful shawl patterns in there and really beautifully photographed as well. Very modern.
Yeah, we're looking forward to launching this new issue.
It's,
this is only issue number 3, but each one of those 3 is beautiful. There are stunning patterns in them. So I don't know how much we're supposed to be showing that, but just want to get people excited for the release.
It's fun when you have beautiful, books and magazines went out of favor for quite a few years, and so there's some really nice ones taking off now with very beautiful aesthetic and pattern, and they're coffee table books that you just get inspired by.
Exactly.
So we're happy to promote that. So and then another we had a pop-up with Cozy Posies, so we just wanted to show you.
Cozy Posy is Antonella from Ontario, fellow Canadian, and we had a pop-up with her yarn a couple of weeks ago, I guess before we left for California.
Yes.
And oh my goodness, I just love Antonella's colorways. We brought in the fancy, which is merino cashmere nylon. Here you go, Lise. And I just find her colors are stunning.
There's a sophistication yet a brightness to them, and really the way she does her speckling as well. This one is interesting. There's a lot of variation in color, but it's what you'd say sobre in French.
And you know what you don't see coloring. A lot of people doing is the really, well, maybe you do it, but it hasn't really been in our radar. We tend to buy the silk cloud or the Isair mohair silk, or non-yarn, non-hand dyed mohair silk blends, and so we have lichen and lace.
We have lichen
and lace, so that one's beautiful. But I think that's the only hand dyed silk mohair that we've had in the past, and there's so many beautiful ones. And there's that new sweater that's been so popular over the last couple of weeks called Sorrel. Yes,
it's on our radar, I think.
Yeah,
to knit,
it is on our radar to knit, and this yarn would just be perfect for it. And if you're not a fan of mohair and silk, then you could also substitute that for the Surrey alpaca. So this is called Fluff. Her mohair and silk is called Floof. This one is called Fluff, and it is Surrey alpaca and silk.
So this is nice.
Mohair is not your thing. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Melissa.
No, just that people often ask us for substitutes for the mohair. If they feel that they're allergic to mohair and they can't wear it, then often they can wear the alpaca. So this is an alternative if you want to have that fluff, that halo, without the mohair.
Yes.
Sorry, were you going to say anything else?
Exactly what I was going to say. Okay. I don't know. It seems to me that I'm like, the words are trying to spill out of my mouth. Got to calm down a little. It must be the spring weather, Melissa.
Anyway, so I just wanted to say that is here. You can already access it. It's in our web store. We sold quite a lot on the day, but we do have some left. And if Cozy Posy is on your list of yarns you'd like to try out and explore, then yeah, by all means.
Definitely. I'm not a big mohair fan, so I find this alpaca Surrey is really beautiful. Nice, it really is a beautiful substitute.
What was that big shawl that you used to do over
that's the one I had in my head. Oh my god. It's like simple luxury shawl.
Yeah, with a fingering and a mohair silk strand would be amazing with the fluff.
Yes, I made a whole bunch of those, and you knit it at a very loose gauge.
These colors,
that simple luxury shawl by Pickles, and then she has the simple giant luxury shawl by Pickles. It's basically the same, but two different kinds of sizes of yarn. And I did one with the loose sew, so it gave it like a thicker texture.
That's right.
I've done one with cashmere. I've done with mohair, so it's beautiful.
We didn't talk about what we were wearing.
No, I think we have that next on our list.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, so you go ahead, Melissa.
Okay. So I am wearing an oldie but goodie. It's my Julie Hoover Hayward, and I've knit this 3 times, I think
so.
Twice in Brooklyn Tweed Loft. So this is in the cast iron colorway, I believe. Yeah. And then I knitted a white one in the fossil colorway. And then I did one in linen. It turned out too big for me now. But this one I just love. It's easy wear. I've been wearing it for years now. I knit them a few years ago. The yarn is held up beautifully. This one is designed by Julie in her traditional approach to sweater design, which is to knit it in pieces and seam, and Julie is a big fan of having that structure in the garment, which I completely understand that, by seaming your garments wherever possible. I'm a little bit more of a
get it done.
And also I love knitting in the round and minimizing the amount that I am purling and seaming.
And a lot of people like that too, Melissa.
Yeah, so I decided it's knit from the bottom up, so I cast on for the whole circumference of the sweater and just put in sort of a faux seam purl stitch on the side. It's black, so you're not going to see
your mods are on Ravelry.
Yeah, my mods are on Ravelry, bottom up, knitting the round to the sleeve split, and then I just knit the sleeves separately, and I did wind up having to seam the raglans, but it just didn't seem like that big a deal once most of the sweater was done. So I highly recommend the pattern, and again, my mods are on Ravelry, and it's just one of those really, really wearable ones.
Yeah.
I put it on.
That again
everything.
looks good on so many different body types.
Exactly. So that's it.
Okay.
So I also decided to pull out an oldie. So this is this is the Virevolte pattern. That's one of my designs for Espace Tricot, a free pattern. And I guess with the spring weather, I wanted a little bit of color. So the original one I did in Blacker Blue Face Leicester yarn that I bought at EYF a few years ago. And of course, because we don't sell that yarn, we redid it. Emily actually knit it up for us in the Exquisite. So it's really an very, very basic shawl pattern, but what's really nice is I love like a light lace weight pattern shawl. So it's very light.
airy.
So this is done in the Exquisite yarn. So it could be done in any lace weight yarn if you like Merletto. We have a lot of Merletto. You could even do it in linen. I think it would be beautiful in the Petit Lin.
Yeah.
If you want it bigger, you could also do it in fingering. I mean, shawls are so easy to adapt.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to give you a few samples of maybe some spring colors in the Exquisite. So what's nice is the Exquisite by Yorkshire, West Yorkshire Spinners is that there's 800 meters, 875 yards.
So one skein.
One skein. It's a one skein project. So those are some beautiful colors. So with one skein, you can make a beautiful shawl. So that's what.
And those are all available in the web store as well.
They are.
Do you want me to put it over
Yeah,
here?
wherever.
Okay.
That's great. So there's that, and then we wanted to talk about a couple of projects that we have on the go. There's the Water Arcade, maybe. We could do that one.
Okay. So this is actually a class upcoming at the end of April. It's being taught by Julie Crochet on Instagram. So Julie's been teaching a couple of classes here in the shop, and this pattern I just love. I think it's exquisite. And the first time I saw it was actually on the designer at Rhinebeck. It's designed by Carolyn Bloom of Bloom Handmade. And I don't know if I had stopped her at Rhinebeck or if I just kept pointing and telling anyone who would, listen about look at that shawl.
Like, look how beautiful that is.
I mean, it's
like how to make
so stunning.
The color selection.
And I don't know how to crochet. I'm not a crocheter, but this made me want to crochet. So I will definitely be attending this class with Julie. And I think I printed a picture of the one that I saw at. Did I print it? Oh yeah. I believe this is the one that Carolyn was wearing at Rhinebeck.
And we had this one knit with
obsessed.
the Walk Collection Cozy Merino and our Grace base yarn.
In the Chateau colorway, yeah. I did post to Instagram. Did I post to Instagram the exact Walk Collection colorways we used? Maybe not. I don't know if we still have them. We may do, but it was the Cozy Merino single ply fingering weight yarn.
So, I mean, if we don't have those exact colors, I mean, there's sort of like, you choose your theme, and we have so many other possibilities.
Yeah, we've got lots of Walk Collection, and what's nice about that single ply and the Walk Collection in particular is they just do these beautiful. I mean, it really does look like watercolor, doesn't it?
I mean, the Walk Collection colors are just so stunning. She does a lot of speckle, a lot of subtle variations.
I'm in love with it.
She has not stopped talking about that pattern since she saw it in Rhinebeck, and finally her dream has come true. And my prediction is she's not going to crochet it. She's just going to slowly take that one from the store and bring it home. It's beautiful.
I'm really feeling that I want to learn how to crochet this year.
Okay. I know how to crochet baskets.
I can crochet.
That's about all I can do.
I can crochet sort of,
You can do a square.
I've done.
You've tried.
Yes. No, I've done a square, and I've done sort of like oh no, I'm doing this square. I know what it was. I had a whole bunch of fingering ends, and I was just doing like around and around, same thing around and around, over and over again. But I have really no idea what I'm doing. So
I know what I'm doing to make the Church Mouse yarn crochet baskets. I'm an expert on making those baskets, and that's all I know how to do.
And you're good with that.
I'm good with that because I just, oh my God, learning something new.
So many things.
I mean, I see so many beautiful bags that are crocheted. Yes. Even a sun hat I wanted to make.
There's a crochet bag in the pom pom that came out last spring or summer that I'm obsessed with as well. A crochet bag.
And there's so many beautiful modern shawls that are crocheted. I mean, Like, I'd love to, but there's just so many hours in a day. So maybe when we retire, Melissa, you and I'll be there.
I'll be like,
okay, Lise, we'll be doing our crochet and moving on to something else. Not saying that it's for older people, just saying that we were going to have time then to learn that.
It's for retired people.
It's for retired people, exactly. Okay, so we have that, and then we also have the Cowboys and Angels. Do you have that one on you? That Naomi
yes. So Naomi is working. So we are going. One of the yarns that we're going to have in our. Sorry,
we have lots of people for some reason knocking on our door today. We are closed. It's Monday.
So one of the yarns. Did we mention this already, that we're going to have in our booth at Knit City?
Oh, no, we haven't talked about that
Nest Worsted from Magpie Fibers. So Magpie is another beautiful hand dyeing company.
Yeah.
And we don't carry them, should I say yet?
Yet.
Although we'd love to. But when we saw, sorry, this is
it's
the bottom
upside
here.
down, yeah.
When we saw them launch this Nest Worsted, which is a more of a rustic yarn with beautiful structure. I don't have you can hold that, Lise.
So this pattern is Cowboys and Angels by Jezebel Kramer. Oh, I noticed the color's better when you hold it further. Look at that, Melissa. Did you know that? See the color there? And then when you go closer, you kind of lose.
It gets
it's muddier.
Out. Yeah.
We're learning every day.
So this is a skein of the, so Nest Worsted. You better back there, Lise.
Yeah, look at after 37 episodes, we've learned something.
It is 100% non-superwash Corriedale yarn. And I mean, this is the ply on it is gorgeous.
And there's a squish and a
spring. There's squish. It's I don't want to say it's just not it's not too dense.
No, it's very lofty, you're right.
But it's not a woolen spun either.
No.
So it's a worsted spun, but it's sort of
it's
squishy.
Lofty.
It's
squishy and lofty.
Yeah.
And it's nice because there's like a bit of a heather pattern happening here.
Because this is the Twilight Honey. So the twilight colors are sort of dyed over the gray.
Yes.
So you get that heathered.
And that's interesting. We're going to show some different colors. So we're going to be having her yarn at Knit City. And it's interesting how she has 3 different types because they're dyed in different ways.
But
this is the original pattern.
Glows.
This is from Jezebel Kramer.
How cool is she?
She is too cool.
I know.
And so that's we've been wanting to knit this for quite a while, but never had the perfect yarn. And then when we got Nest, we thought that would be the perfect match.
Yeah. So it's going to be quite a big shawl because there's still the whole other area of texture, then some more bobbles, and then some ribbing at the bottom. So I don't know how many skeins it's going to take, but probably 3 or 4. 4 maybe.
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
It will all be on Ravelry.
It will all be there.
And it will
so
hopefully
that
be in our
finished
booth.
Sample will be in our booth. Should I show the other colors of
might as well do it now.
Okay. So I'll just show a few other ones. So there's also, so this is what you were mentioning, Lise. So these are the marled colorways. So this is marled Siren and marled Linger, and they're also super cool.
So she has the marled where she'll take the colors that are dyed individually and then she'll marl them together.
Yeah. So then there's the Twilight colorways and then there's the Midnight colorways.
Yes.
So this one is Midnight Wine.
This
is see, and it has a bit of a reddish.
This is Midnight Sky, which is like a ebony.
It's like an ebony. Black. This one is Cinder. It's Midnight. Oh no, Twilight Cinder. So it has that heathered look over the gray as well.
So the Twilights have the heathered, the Midnights have more of a solid, and then the marleds are taken two of the colors and applied together. So very interesting.
Gorgeous
yarn, which will be available.
Beautiful sweater yarn, incredible stitch definition. If you're into cables and textured, patterns and you want, a quick knitting yarn because it's worsted weight, probably you could knit that at an Aran stitch gauge as well. I think the shawl is a 16.
Yeah, I think it's exactly.
Stitch.
We said 16 was good, like between 16 and 18.
I think 18 is kind of great for it for, sweaters, 18 to 20. I know Thea Coleman has designed a couple of sweaters with it, and I'm not sure what the gauges are for those, but they're, Thea Coleman's signature, highly cabled
Yeah,
patterns.
beautiful stitch definition.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think I don't have a lot of shawls in worsted, but I really love that idea of like I've tried on a few, like the big worsted weight shawls, just to like envelop you in the winter, or you're out by a fire if you have access to fire in the summer.
It makes me want to go to Rhinebeck right now.
Yeah, and just cozy up, you know. I remember we were somewhere in the summer, we were PIing, we were camping, it was cool one night, and I'm like, oh, a big worsted weight shawl, like just wrapped around you would be, so nest would be perfect for that. So this is a little design that I'm working on I'm calling it Spring Thing. So it is in our La Bien-Aimée custom color, which is called You Had Me at Tricot. And we're going to be getting it dyed on our DK base and also on her merino singles from La Bien-Aimée. So I've done the body of it. So I'm calling it a shawlette because it's just a single skein. I wanted something light and colorful for spring and not too heavy.
So pretty.
So I'm just waiting for to do in Yellow Brick Road to do the border. I think I'm just gonna pick up, bind off, and do some little, like a mini fringe, like mini tassel, mini fringe all around. That's my idea. So I'm just waiting to do that. So just like a simple.
Look how pretty our colorway is, you guys.
It's such a pretty colorway.
Did you say what it was called?
Yeah, I think I did. You Had Me at Tricot.
Yeah.
So it's a one skein shawlette with a colorful border to complement.
Do we feel we've arrived with the La Bien-Aimée colorway?
Yeah,
Custom colorway?
Imagine. It's quite something.
The stuff of dreams, people.
Well, we all hope for it. Look how cute that's going to be, Melissa, here. See, look how cute. Just so fun.
It's so cute.
So fun and bright and summery. So we wanted to design something small, because we have a limited amount of skeins, so everybody can participate with our
Exactly. So you don't have to. Not everything has to be a 2, 3, 4 skein project.
Now, how about your DK shawl that you're working on, Liz?
Okay, so I am working on the La Bien-Aimée, our You Have Me at Tricot colorway as well, and I'm trying my hand at designing a shawl, because that's not normally what
You're a sweater designer.
on, what I do. So yeah, so I decided to take the DK weight because I just felt I would
go faster.
Immediate gratification, except that I've fallen behind because this is as far as I've gotten. I've still got a long way to go.
Still, you have time. How fun is that?
Yeah, so I'm actually combining the La Bien-Aimée DK weight, which is 100% merino. This is it in the skein. So pretty.
So You Had Me at Tricot.
You Had Me at Tricot. With the Cozy Posy. We didn't have this fuzzy yarn.
Kumo.
With the Kumo. So we'll have the La Bien-Aimée Kumo, but I wanted to work with the Cozy Posy fluff, which is the Surrey alpaca and silk, and so I decided to combine that into my first shawl pattern, and I just felt that fluff called for bobbles. And I love a bobble. I do love a bobble.
She loves it. We were on the plane, and Melissa was like, oh, what am I going to do? So we were going back and forth, and she's like, oh, I don't know if I remember how to do bottles. I'm like, bobbles. Yeah. I'm like, you know how to do a bobble.
Well, there's a million different ways to do bobbles, and some of them are, can be more or less successful than others. So I'm using the bobble that is used in the Arbusto sweater pattern, and I think I just think it's great. It makes a nice shaped bobble, and it really stands out from the rest of the fabric and doesn't sort of want to pop backwards. So that is the one I'm incorporating.
How fun!
Yeah, so I don't really know where it's going to go at this point. If you can hold this, Lisa, I'm just going to pull it down a little bit. So I think I'm just about to start another white stripe, but that one's going to have bobbles on it. So I don't know how many repeats I'm going to go. And
design as you go.
For that, I'm designing it as I go, but I'm excited about it. So if I can hurry up and get my sweater pattern finished, then I can focus on this. And because it's going to be pretty straightforward, I don't think it'll take me long to write up, and there won't be any sizing. So with any luck at all, it will be ready in time for Knit City as well.
But what's hard is, we have to write it up, then we have to send it to tech editing, then we have to send it for translation, and then we have to send it to Stephanie to format it all. So there's some steps. So
I can format this one because it'll be. I'll
and photograph.
And photograph.
Yeah, there's a lot of steps.
A lot of steps.
So we're hoping that we'll get it done. But if it's not done for then, it'll be done for later. Right after. But that's our goal. Did you want to show your sweater also that you're working on? Your Helix sweater? Here.
Okay. So my Helix sweater is in
here's
this gorgeous bag that I've just acquired.
like 5 minutes before the podcast.
Exactly. So our Hide and Hammer bags arrived, and I had especially ordered a black with brown straps because this is my dream bag. My dream combination, black with brown. And I'm thrilled. It holds so much. So these are the Hide and Hammer bags.
I love it. Here's mine. I'm just gonna. I asked for a black and a
black
red.
with red.
So totally, like Melissa was shocked, sort of out of my comfort zone. But
you do like some red things.
But I do like some red things. But red and black is quite shocking. And then this is just to show you another one that I did show on the podcast as well, which is the mustard
Yellow.
colorway.
So
we didn't bring, but we have the berry. So this is berry with black, and all of ours have the what's this called? The
brass.
Bouton, the brass
fittings. No buckles.
No buckles. And just to let you know, it's very stiff at the beginning, but after using it, just even like maybe opening and closing a half dozen times, it's already softened up. But at first, I was very frustrated because it was hard, but don't worry, it totally softens.
So this is the sort of a midnight blue or a teal with the natural leather.
Yeah, midnight blue, and then this one is the green with the brown. So we have like we don't have a ton of every
sample
color.
Of colors, but we have lots more than this.
So we have like different combinations.
Loads of yellows, loads of blacks, I think.
So we have all kinds of fun. So they'll be at Knit City, and if there's any left, we'll put them on our web store.
Of course.
Okay,
so this is the sweater I'm frantically trying to.
Oh, Melissa, you're
I'm
almost
so
done.
close.
Look
if
at
I
you.
wasn't dealing with website problems all weekend, I would be done.
See,
so,
another reason not to open a yarn shop. There we go.
Stop it with the warnings.
I tell you, warning.
Okay, so this doesn't actually have a name yet.
Do you have any ideas?
I have no idea.
Well, you got a couple of weeks to figure it out.
Anyway, so this is my combination of La Bien-Aimée Helix. I talked about this on the last podcast.
Yes, you did.
With the mohair silk in the Hegelia colorway. And it's a top down, knit in the round, cast on, slouchy neck, twisted rib. It looks dark in the...
Yeah.
In
it's a little bit lighter than
it's much
what
lighter in person, I think.
Oh,
Anyway, I did my sort of straight sleeves with my cuff at the bottom, twisted rib everywhere, very simple at the bottom, and I am just about to start the cuff on the second sleeve, and it will be finished. So I'll hopefully have some finished.
It's so light. I mean, Helix is a lace weight, so it's just like I love light things, but you can knit it.
It's knitted at 22 stitch gauge. So if you have a sport weight or a even a DK weight, I suppose, sort of a light DK, that would be a good substitute. But I highly recommend this combination. So we do have, we are going to have the Helix and the mohair in our booth as well. So I don't know, maybe we could just show a few colors, Lise. Whoops. Oh, that's a Hegelia again.
And this is Dawn.
Yeah. So the Helix. The Helix is a combination of Falkland Merino and Gotland wool, and it's a 2-ply, and it's not a very tight spin, so it's a pretty lofty yarn, and it is really a light fingering at 650 meters per skein, so perfect for shawls like this, actually. Yeah, or something that Lisa's working on right now. And but if you double it up, it makes a perfect sport weight yarn. And if you strand it with mohair, I mean, you can really make it whatever gauge you want, really. And so these are the coordinating mohairs. The mohair silk from La Bien-Aimée that we'll have in the booth as well. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So just to show you a couple of other patterns that have come out that combine those two, Helix and mohair, is this one called Old School by Vera Mackie. Another one of our favorite designers. She's so great, and I just love this sweater. And it's even more I mean, it's beautiful in these photos on Ravelry, but Amy was wearing it at Stitches West. She had it on at some point, and it's even more beautiful in person. It's just...
I know, when you see the samples in person, it's so beautiful.
And this one too. I love this. This is Rue de Paris. I bought the yarn.
You tried that on.
I tried it on, and it was love at first sight.
See, that's the yarn she bought.
I mean, it was love at first sight, and then I tried it on, and then I had to have it because I really thought that I was going to be able to knit it before Knit City Montreal.
So it's Alma Bali.
Alma Bali?
Yeah.
B-A-L-I?
B-A-L-I, yes.
Okay, so that is a pattern available on Ravelry.
Yeah. So I bought this Helix. Also, this was the only yarn that I bought at Stitches West, just like that was the only yarn Melissa bought. And we both have it earmarked for something. So this is Helix in Undergrowth. And it's very interesting because it's...
Oh, it looks pretty there.
It's like purple, like mauve, green, like our truffle colorway, brown, gray. It really is Undergrowth.
Yeah,
it's quite something.
Perfect.
So I got that, and I wanted to design a shawl. So this would be great for the virevolte.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to do the fringe, you would need two skeins of this because it's only, let me see the meterage. I have it here.
It's 650.
Oh, wrong one. Oh yeah, it's 650. Sorry. So 650. We used 800 meters, so you might need two. But the thing with the virevolte is you can stop it whenever you want. You can just do a little bit less, a few less rows. But this would be perfect. This would bring you closer to the texture of my blacker one, whereas the Exquisite is more silky merino, so a little bit of a finer texture. So I did some swatching because I wasn't sure. I don't know if you can see my little. Oh, you know what? I should put it behind here.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I did some swatching because I wanted to do something kind of lacy. So in the end, I'm basing this shawl, I don't have a name for it. I'm basing it on my Subtle Interruption because I really realized I love that shape. I wore it when we were at Stitches West. That was the only shawl I brought. And so I wanted to recreate that shape, make it a little bit wider, a little bit longer, because I'm a sucker for a stockinette. But I said instead of having another color where I interrupt, I'm going to do a lace pattern. So I did different swatches. In the end, I ended up...
To try and figure out which one you wanted to do.
Yeah,
Right?
and in the end, I chose this one, even though I really loved this one. What I found is this distorted the knit stitches a little bit, and I didn't want to do a purl row in between. I really wanted it to be all stockinette. So I decided to go with this, which is simple. And even if you say forget an increase, because the nice thing is it's for any number of stitches. It's not a repeat. So
it's just a drop stitch.
It's just a drop stitch. So it's a double yarn over.
Double drop, right?
Right. So sometimes it happens that you forget an increase, and you don't have to worry because it's just like you'll have one less drop. So it's a little bit of less of a stressful knit. So I'm going to do this, and where in my Subtle Interruption I had the different the color. I'm going to have the drop stitch pattern. So, and then I'm going to save this one that I really liked up here. I'm going to save this for another triangle shawl that I'm thinking about.
I just want to show this again because it looked so great, Lisa, on you.
I know, I have to say.
And I feel it's a classic.
I know. I was I didn't realize how
good it was.
How good it was till I wore it for a week. I wore it every day for a week.
Because it's good in so many different ways. It's good as a wrap. It looked great when you just had it around your shoulders as just sort of, for keeping you warm on your, not tied or anything and not looped around, just sitting on your shoulders. And then it looked great as a scarf.
Yeah.
And then it just seems, it collapses so beautifully. It could be the combination of the yarn and the pattern.
Yeah.
And just the shape of it.
The shape, and it's not too big, so it's not bulky. I know because I wore it like on the airplane, and then I could just, when it was like in the morning, it was cold in San Francisco, so I wrapped it around my neck in my jacket. And then when I didn't have my jacket, I actually, when we were down by the water, remember, Melissa?
Yeah.
So I just kind of, I had
put it over your shoulders.
I put it on my shoulders, and I had it like this, and I was walking.
And it was perfect.
Yeah, I have to say, I didn't appreciate it as much.
It's super stylish. I love it.
Thank you. So
Can you knit me one?
Yeah, for sure. I know.
Thank you.
So right after, that's why I decided then to follow the same shape. So it's kind of hard to see because it's so I don't know if I.
So you're not putting. I know that you had talked about putting the Kumo in this.
I was gonna do. So what I was gonna do is instead of doing this dropped, I was gonna do a stripe with Kumo.
Okay.
But we didn't get the Kumo in time. We haven't gotten it yet. So I said, okay, let me go with this drop stitch because I think it's elegant and different.
I agree.
And then I'll save the Kumo for my triangle shawl that I'm gonna do and do something in combo with that. So it was all a matter of I couldn't wait. I had to get it on my needles and figure out all the math. So anyways, who knows? Maybe I'll throw in Kumo. I don't know yet. But for now, it's just like my Subtle Interruption.
I think it's going to be really pretty. It's going to be another classic. It's just going to be simple. I like the drop stitches for more of a spring...
Yeah.
A spring summer shawl?
Yeah, that's exactly. And it's very lightweight. So anyway, so I'm working on that. So it's Helix and Undergrowth. Toute seule, all by itself.
She's not a mohair strander, people.
No, although I have done a couple on the sea train.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it? Oh, no. In good company. So I think those are all the samples. Melissa, are you working on anything else?
Nope.
We're working on other stuff, but
Yeah.
not worthy of showing. Okay, so now we just wanted to talk about, we have the Rialto wrap.
Oh my goodness, it's right there.
And this one too. So now we're kind of, we sort of are merging things from Knit City. And
yeah, so now it's sort of new pattern designs and things that will be launched at Knit City. So this is it. This was our first design collaboration.
We had fun. We did this on a trip somewhere. Remember we were drawing it?
No.
Yeah, was
Did
it on a plane? Didn't we? VKL or something? Oh, we didn't go to VKL. No. Rhinebeck. I don't know. Vancouver.
I thought we did it at the coffee shop.
Oh, I can't remember. Anyways.
You can't trust memories.
Two memories thing. So
okay.
So Françoise knit this for us. We designed it and she knit it for us.
She executed. But it's one of those things where we designed the whole thing from beginning to end.
We did. And we even did a sample.
Did a mini sample. You knit the mini sample.
I did a mini sample.
So that Françoise could just execute.
And look at that. How fun is that with the spine? There's a spine that goes here.
So the way this one's knit is you actually cast on along this long edge. So imagine from where that sort of trio of spine starts to here. So you're casting on there, not including this border, and you're increasing at those 3 points.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, 3 on each end.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, 3 on each end. And so you're increasing and you're just knitting back and forth. So that's how you're getting your stockinette. And then when you're finished, you have the shawl the size you want, you're going to pick up the stitches all the way around and you're going to knit your garter border and then do your picot bind off.
And it's like a one-page pattern in the end because it's a 2-row repeat.
Simple.
It's really simple, but it's stunning. I think the picot. And look
I had fun taking pictures of this.
And look at the Grace yarn, like all the beautiful that Annie Perrin dyed for us.
And this is in the truffle colorway, which we just thought was so chic.
Oh, it's so us.
Yeah.
It's like got a little bit of a purpley ebony.
I mean the drape of this yarn. So it's a merino cashmere silk. It's a single
gorgeous.
Ply. It's beautiful.
And we decided in honor of our knit night that we would call it the Rialto wrap.
So,
and the Rialto is, one of those old theaters. So also it gives you that sense of like sort of an older.
So this is going to be launched. What are we going to launch it the day of our knit night?
I think we said maybe the week before. I don't know. We haven't really. We have a meeting about this stuff tomorrow, but we have a few patterns. So we have your DK La Bien-Aimée. You had Knit Tricot. We have my spring thing in La Bien-Aimée Merino Singles. We have the Rialto wrap. We have your sweater, and we have my Petit Picot. So we've got quite a few patterns, and so we're not sure when we're launching. So should we stagger
them or launch them all at the same time?
We don't know.
They will all be free as usual.
Yeah.
And
we don't know.
It really doesn't matter, I guess.
And also, our idea was we wanted to launch these ones bilingual so that they were ready for Knit City in both languages. So that might also dictate because of the translation.
Yes, exactly.
So I don't know. We won't make any pronouncements.
We'll keep you posted. It'll be up on all our social media whenever they go live.
Yeah.
And this is another design by Lisa. Why am I holding it?
Well, because you're helping me.
Okay.
You're my assistant.
Oh, wait. You talked about this in our last podcast.
Yeah, we talked about this
one.
Was
it finished?
Yes, it was finished. It didn't have a name.
Okay.
So it's called, I called it Petit Picot. We seem to like the Petit Pochette, the Petit Lin. We like the Petit.
I had fun photographing this one,
So Melissa did a fab job of photographing it for me.
I've got it upside down, do I?
Yeah,
could be.
This.
Yeah.
So
this is your shape, Lise.
This is my shape for now. Yes, I go on to different shapes, so this is my shape. But this one, the subtle interruption, and my new one is knit this way on the length, whereas this started in a point.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Open.
It's knit the other way.
So I'm playing with all these different. So this is in the Kingston colorway, and the Hudson. Kingston is the lighter one. So
in the La Bien-Aimée singles.
And so she doesn't make these colors anymore, but she will be making them for us for kits on an ongoing basis, I believe. So for Knit City, we will have kits available. And if we run out, then we're just going to hopefully be able to get some more. We'll keep you posted on that. So this is called Le Petit Picot in La Bien-Aimée Merino Singles. 2 of the Kingston and 1 of the Hudson, which is the green colorway.
Another beauty.
Now this was I just wanted to show quickly, this was my prototype. So this one I did in Helix. What's the yarn I used? Ville. So it's a woolier version. What I did though is here I just picked up and bound off, And in the official one, I did an actual border, a thicker border.
So you see the texture changes in that one. And Vilja is Norwegian yarn.
Yes, and so it gives you a much woollier effect. So just to show you that the Petit Picot can also be done in a woollier version.
Super pretty. So you mentioned you just did
exactly. I didn't do a garter border. I just picked up, and then in the official one, I realized I wanted a bit more. I want it to be more shawl, whereas this I would say is more scarf. So if you wanted just more scarf, then you just wouldn't do the border.
Yeah, just what you would just pick up and knit around a few rows. And
not
then
even.
Your Picot?
Oh, did I?
Didn't you?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I picked up and I did 3 rows.
Yeah.
I picked up 1, 2, 3, and then a picot.
And then a picot bind off.
Yeah, just to give it so it's more scarf-like. Less
You've
knitting.
been knitting up a storm, Lise.
I have. So, and we're gonna have the satellite shawl. You want to talk about that?
Okay. So this was in the Yoth booth at Stitches West, where Amy was, and it is knit also with the La Bien-Aimée Kumo. And, is it Helix? I believe it's Helix. Yes, it is. It is Helix and Kumo. And Kumo is La Bien-Aimé's version of the Suri alpaca and silk combination.
The pictures don't do it justice.
They don't do it justice because I'd seen it on Ravelry for a couple of weeks, and when I saw it on the mannequin at the booth, I immediately took it off and put it on. And it truly was one of those... This has to be part of my
And
wardrobe.
it was very bright, eh, Melissa? The yellow was brighter.
Maybe the pictures just don't show that sort of yellow brick road. Does it use yellow brick road, Lise?
I think it seemed.
Does it
see.
say? Because yellow.
Yes, it is. Yellow brick road, Dawn, and Sansa.
Yeah. So the yellow brick road pops a little bit more in person, but it's still all very sort of subtle.
Yeah, it's not like in your face garish, but it just pops.
No, it was gorgeous.
I mean, this
so we're having a few kits, and I'm just telling you that one of the kits is mine, people.
So basically, we've been talking a lot about La Bien-Aimée, and just to summarize, we're going to have the Helix, the Kumo, the mohair silk, and the merino singles, and the DK.
Yeah, and some of it has arrived in store already. I know some more boxes were just shipped from Paris today.
So this color here is caramel.
Yeah, so these are the DK.
Drea. This is You Had Me at Tricot, which is the best, of course.
This is Cassiopeia.
That's my rose cardigan that I'm... it's so funny because I was knitting at the show. Yeah, undergrowth.
There's undergrowth.
That's a beautiful color, the undergrowth. I was knitting the cables for my rose cardigan, and Amy is like, "Stop knitting that. You're not bringing sport to the show. Get cracking on your other ones." I'm like, "Okay,
put that away. It's been in hibernation. It can go back in hibernation."
I'm like, "But I told everyone I was going to finish it." She's like, "You got other priorities."
Sea glass.
This is actually a sample that we had Nathalie Sauvageau knit for us. She's another Natalie on Instagram is her handle, and this is so beautiful. It's the Drea colorway. And this is the colorway that I had shown you. Just so subtle and beautiful with amazing drape.
And Lise, you've knit this.
I've knit this. This is the half mitered.
How many skeins
by
did
Claudia.
it take?
So this is 3 skeins.
Okay.
And she kept the tassels longer than the pattern called for, and we think they're kind of nice, you know?
I agree.
So for some reason I
think this is one of those patterns that's really fun to knit.
It is, and it's so funny because I said to Natalia, I said, "Don't think about what you're doing. Just follow the instructions and it will all become clear." And she said, "You're so right because I'm knitting it." She goes, "I had no idea where I was going." But then eventually I figured it out.
Okay, you want to talk about
so it's
direction of it?
It's by Claudia from Himawari Knits. And I did this one in the Julie Asselin pixelated colorway. I get so many compliments when I wear that shawl. I can't tell you, more than any other shawl I wear. So that's why we decided, based on that market research, we decided to do this one. So, Melissa, don't put me on the spot because I can't even remember.
Okay, I think you start up here and you're increasing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You go. Oh, I know what you do.
You do.
You're right. Okay. So, you kind of cast on. You start with like a square like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You start like with a square like this. Then you kind of come here. Then you go there, and then you come down. But it's all in one piece. You don't like cast off.
Yeah, there's nothing. You're not putting anything on hold, are you?
No. Yeah,
maybe
you are.
One side.
You're putting this on. I don't know.
Maybe we should cut this part out.
Okay. The shawl is a fun knit. It's a quick knit, and what's nice is that you kind of don't really know what you're doing, so you're kind of curious. So it keeps you motivated because you're like, "Oh, where's it going? Where's it going?" And then you're like, "Okay, now I get it."
Okay.
So it's really a beautiful shawl. We love it. It's beautiful drapey in this Drea colorway. And thank you to Nathalie for doing such a fabulous job.
Okay,
so
let's get all these samples away here.
Okay, so that's a Bien-Aimé yarn. We have Magpie, which we talked about, and we showed all the different colors. We have Lola Bean, the Lola Bean Navy Bean.
Lola Bean has arrived.
Okay, now.
So the Lola Bean.
I'm going to go get my orange one that I like. So now we've got Lola Bean yarn, and really, I mean, it was so hard to choose our colors, but we have quite a unique variety here that we pulled.
Yeah, we just pulled a couple to give you a little taste.
Now, I just fell in love with this Georgia peach, and I'm not gonna say I'm influenced by Gigi, but I probably am subconsciously. By Gigi. I'm like, oh, I love this. Okay, I got to do some kind of
something. It is totally you too, in a way.
It is. It's like, I think this suits me quite nicely.
It does.
So, anyways,
it's you in the spring. You always gravitate towards the yellows and greens and oranges.
Yes.
In the more corals.
Yeah, exactly.
In the spring.
But her speckle, I love a subtle speckle, right?
And
these
they're
are beautiful.
Perfectly
like,
subtle.
Look at that. So this one is called Fountain Grass and Saltwater Taffy. So
we brought in the navy bean. We decided on the navy bean base, which is 100% plied fingering merino. And I have to say, the spin is beautiful. Yeah. And I have to say, Lisa, have you ever seen such beautiful skeins in the sense that I don't know what her process is for
the twisting of the skein,
but just, I mean, she must reskein and then twist, but they are perfect.
They are.
I mean, how do you get such perfect, everyone is perfect.
And what's great, I mean, as a yarn shop owner, we love beautiful looking skeins, and we appreciate,
because they sell themselves.
And we appreciate a logo that's cute and that stays on the yarn and doesn't slip off. So she's got all those boxes checked.
So A+ for all of these things, because
sometimes we have to reskein yarn, and then that gets
this is
a little
pleasure. So you might recognize these two colorways because Isabel Kramer just released a new pattern on Ravelry called Night Groove, and it uses exactly these. So this one is called Ashes, and this one is called Lemon Tart. It's getting a bit blown out there.
And this one, there's a few little speckles in there,
There's a little bit of speckle.
Which is kind of fun.
Can you see them? There. Yeah, it's so fun,
so
and it's
striking.
sort of like, how do you take something that seems really, really in your face and intense and make it just look so cool and understated and just the right balance of vibrant and sedate. I mean, Ashes and Lemon Tart. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So anyway, we are so excited to have the Lola Bean yarn from Adela.
Okay. And of course, we have our Grace yarn, which
from Annie
Perrin, who just had her baby.
Yay! Just before we started recording the podcast, I checked Instagram and saw that little Ellie Eugenia was born on March 6th and is now safely home. So maybe, I don't know if she was on time or early, but I'm hoping that if she's already born, that means Annie will be able to join us at Knit City.
Exactly. She had said that because she wanted a ticket for the knit night, and she goes, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to attend. And we're like, don't worry, if you can't come, you don't have to worry about that. So we're so excited. So I'm sure she's got a few weeks now. So she'll be ready to she'll be recovered.
I'm sure she's already dyed all our yarn for Knit City because she's organized like that. Yep. So we will have a full complement in time for that weekend. And as we said, it'll either be at the
show or in
the store.
So we just have some of our beautiful colors. We have Érable, which is maple. We have
Tadoussac, Opera.
We have Printemps, which means springtime.
And this is Truffle. This is the one that we made our Rialto wrap with.
And then we have Leonard in honor of Leonard Cohen from Montreal. So we have lots of fun colors, and fun colors for us. We're a little bit more sober, but they're very sophisticated, and we love those. So we'll have that. And we forgot to mention that we are going to have some kits for the subtle interruption. So the two colors I used have been on back order for quite a while. We just got a small batch in.
Because you made them so popular.
Oh, yes, of course. I wish I could say that. Take credit. So it's very dark gray and dark gray are the colors I used. So we're going to have some kits for this. However, there are other colors as well of the Biche and Bûche Petit Lambswool. And the Petit Lambswool and Cashmere are interchangeable with just Le Petit Lambswool. So if there's some colors you prefer in the Cashmere, you can swap them. And so these are just a little smattering of colors. It's a very, as we said, very light kind of a heavy lace weight, light fingering weight yarn. So if you don't like the dark colors, you can also go for something bright.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it here, but there's also some, like there's pinks and there's greens and blues. So you can
so you picked
have
a
fun
nice
with that.
sedate palette there.
Yes, exactly. I should, of course, look at me. I gravitate towards
They're all on our website.
Yeah, they're all there.
on
I'm
the
just trying to
website.
see. Oh, I can't even grab them quickly.
No, because I think
that's
they're
good.
over there somewhere.
Okay. So that's,
Okay.
I think that's
So
all
is
the
that-
yarn.
Is that it for yarn?
I think so. That's it for yarn. And our beautiful collaboration with our beautiful Jezebel. Look how gorgeous
So
this
you
is.
know we are huge, longtime fans of Jezebel. And so when we knew that Knit City was coming, we asked Jezebel if she would be willing to design a project bag for us. And I think she nailed it.
It's
So-
so good.
I love the shape, the size, the style. I love that there's a leather strap on the back. You know, it's an unconventional design,
Yes.
but it's still one that you can have on the go and still knit with. You know, her traditional shape is sort of.
And look how clever she is. I wanted to show this over
Yeah.
here. Like, look what she did for the drawstring. Rather than putting a knot, she put these little, that's her signature. She always likes a little bit of leather. And like look what she did here. Like, how clever is that? So there are no, so instead of knotting it, she did that. Like, that is just ingenious. And the little knot of leather here matches the leather in the back.
Yeah, and then it's got her little logo on the front.
And it says Jezebel B Espace Tricot. How fun is that?
And then a beautiful fabric chosen
Oh
for...
my God. Like, okay, I just want to put this in here. Okay, like, look how perfect that
fun?
is.
So we sent a mood board to Jezebel and to La Bien-Aimée, and they didn't know what the other one was doing. Everyone just had the same mood board, and we also had a lot of pictures on that mood board. It wasn't, you know, 4 colors and, you know, do something with it. There was lots of different pictures, and they both picked out the same sort of tones, right? The orange, the pink, the cream. So anyway, I think they're beautiful. So I think you need to pick up one of these and a bag of You Have Me, a skein of You Have Me at Tricot.
Put your sweater in here, Melissa, because I just want to show how big it is, because it's deceiving. But Melissa has her full sweater in there,
I can put
and it's
more
not
yarn.
even packed.
Whoops.
It's like quite something.
Yeah, like
Like there's still tons of space in there, so you could easily
put a big
sweater,
in
a
there.
big poncho, a couple of projects. So how fun is that? So and then
Anyway,
she
so
made
super
little
cute.
tags, like simple things amuse us, eh? Look, she made tags. So this is like, look at her, Jezebel. That's kind of her thing, and our bowl and our colors. So fun.
Anyway, we're thrilled. She did a beautiful
thrilled.
job. I think we ordered 100 of these.
Oh, we ordered exactly. So there'll be lots of them on
Yeah.
sale at Knit City, and I'm sure we'll have some left for our web
So
store.
I'll just take this one.
And look how cute that is, just like a bucket, just
so
sitting
it just
there.
sits there. It's
Like-
great. Just sits there next to you while you're knitting.
And the beautiful spring colors.
Yeah.
How fun. So those are our Jezebel. Well, then we're going to have our Petite Pochettes. So we'll bring over
I'm
a
just
few.
obsessed with this whole, the way it matches.
I
our
know,
You Have Me
it's
at
so
Tricot.
perfect. Okay, so then we have, we'll just take a couple there. So,
Okay,
So our
so-
people know our Petite Pochettes.
So we launched these a couple of months ago, and it's been all that Jocelyn can do to keep us stocked with these. We have a few in the shop right now, but we have a big order that will be delivered in time for Knit City Montreal as well.
Beautiful colors.
So
And
what's so nice about these, if you haven't seen them before, is that they have this sort of interesting shape. What would you call this?
well, it's like it's like a pencil, like a pencil tray.
Yeah,
So it's
because
based
when
sort
you
of on
open
a
it up,
Japanese design.
It lays flat as well. So
Yeah.
you have all your notions.
And you just look at everything
and
like
you
that.
just, Yeah, so it just sits next to
Pencil
open
tray.
next to you. Pencil
So
tray.
yeah,
All right.
so that's really fun. I actually have one at home that I use for my as a pencil case because I use my Jezebel bag for notions. So I had to use this in another way. So I found it for my pencil case. So those are really beautiful. With little
we don't have all the colors in stock. These are kind of quiet colors, but we have some brights as well.
And what was fun is we decided to name these after our staff members. So that's really
Do you remember them, Ollie?
don't put me on the spot, Melissa. I know this is Melissa, and this is Catherine.
That's Catherine.
Yeah.
This is Stephanie Earp. Stephanie.
This is Giovanna, I think.
Is this Catherine?
Oh yeah, that's Catherine. This is Giovanna.
And I think this was Naomi or Steph Annie.
We can
Anyway,
look We love them all.
Yes.
So we
Okay.
have those. And then we have the hoagie bags that we're going to be having.
Yes. Okay, so we have a couple of surprises in the hoagie bags. It was really hard for us to decide which ones in particular to bring to Knit City Montreal. We carry the full complement of hoagie products, and they go in and out of availability depending on, well, they sell out very quickly, let's just put it that way. So we decided, we didn't know whether to bring sort of like a variety of things and just have a couple of each, or if we should just go deep on a few items. So what we decided to do is to go deep on a few items. And so we're going to have loads of Pampa buckets.
Which are really fun.
Oh, so good. So we have 2 colors in stock right now. We have some other colorways coming. And
For going around the city in the spring.
yeah, and these hold a lot too. Look how many skeins of yarn I have in here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
We love these. And then we're going to have the BA bags in all of the standard colorways. So the yellow, the black, and the green. And then we are also going to have the new one. I love this one so much. It's called the Dusty Pink. So this one is the color that was used for the holiday bags, but it had the rose gold metallic at the bottom. So we're thrilled that these are coming out just in the standard, for all year round.
And then very, very basic, we have these muslin totes. So they're super thin totes, and it says, if I can't take my yarn, I'm not going. So these are just very light totes that...
these are not expensive. These are just a few dollars, and we will be giving those away with purchase at the booth.
Right, and then you could buy some. They'll be like sort of purchase so much and you get a free tote, and if not, you'll be able to buy these. And we have another tote we're working on, which will have the if you had me at tricot.
And hopefully those will be here in time.
Yeah,
as
so we should be getting those delivered next week. Oh, and you wanted to talk about, though it won't be at Knit City, but Mona's...
So I just threw this in my basket this morning on my way here because it was next to my bed, and I just wanted to mention, I know when we Instagrammed these shortly after Christmas, maybe we talked about them on a podcast as well. Mona had knit Lisa and I both these hot water bottle covers as Christmas gifts, and a lot of people were asking if she was going to publish the pattern, and because Mona had based it heavily on a church mouse yarn pattern, I'm not sure the exact name, but just look hot water bottle up on Ravelry and I'm sure it'll pop up. And what Mona's done is she's actually gone into her Ravelry account and posted all of her mods. So it's called the Hot Water Bottle Cozy. We've just looked it up by Church Mouse Yarns, and you can look up Mona's mods on Ravelry under Mona Strict, all one word. Her username is MonaStrickt. Hopefully I will have put that underneath this. Well, it'll be in our show notes anyway. So we'll have a link directly from our show notes. Our show notes, we always forget to mention, but our show notes are always in our Ravelry discussion group. There's a link underneath the video that will take you straight there, and you can see anything that we've mentioned in the podcast there. Okay.
So we thank you so much for sticking by us and tuning in, and we look forward to seeing many of you or listening or reading your comments, and thanks for all your support.
Thank you.
That's it.
See you
Merci
soon.
beaucoup. Ciao,
Bye.
ciao.